in the heart of the dilapidated Victorian house on Willow Street, Porcelain Paula, the doll with porcelain skin and glass eyes, sat alone in her ornate nursery. Her joints creaked as she moved slowly, an eerie silence filling the room. The dolls on the shelves around her had long since been replaced by more sinister specimens, each one more unsettling than the last. The collector, a man with hollow eyes and twisted fingers, shuffled into the room. His smile was a mask of malice, revealing yellowed teeth beneath. "Ah, Porcelain Paula," he crooned, his voice like a rusty door creaking open in the wind. "You've grown so much since last I saw you." Porcelain Paula's glass eyes seemed to glimmer with newfound life as she nodded, her movements becoming more fluid. The collector reached for her, but before he could touch her, Button Eyes Bob appeared from the shadows. Button Eyes Bob had buttons where his eyes should be, each one reflecting a deep, unnatural red light. His voice was a high-pitched wail that echoed through the room. "Let her go," he hissed, his hand gripping a rusty dagger tightly. The collector sneered, but his grip on Porcelain Paula tightened. The doll's porcelain face twisted into a grotesque smile as she began to move of her own accord, her movements faster now, almost predatory. Button Eyes Bob roared in frustration, charging at the collector with inhuman speed. The air around them crackled with unseen energy, and when they collided, the room shook violently. Porcelain Paula's eyes rolled back in their sockets as she wailed a terrifying song, a melody that chilled to the bone. The collector, disoriented from the impact, stumbled backward. Button Eyes Bob lunged again, but this time he was stopped by an invisible force that seemed to emanate from Porcelain Paula herself. Her body glowed with an otherworldly light as she wove through the air, her movements becoming a blur of motion. The collector, realizing his defeat, fled the room, leaving behind a trail of shattered dolls and broken furniture. Button Eyes Bob stood over Porcelain Paula's prone form, his face twisted in confusion. As the night grew darker outside, the nursery filled with an oppressive silence. Porcelain Paula opened her glass eyes, revealing a deep, unblinking gaze that seemed to pierce through the very fabric of reality. She stood up, her movements slow and deliberate, and began to move towards Button Eyes Bob. The doll's footsteps echoed ominously in the empty room as she approached him. Button Eyes Bob turned, his red-eyed buttons glowing with an unnatural brilliance. He drew his dagger, preparing for a final confrontation. But before he could strike, Porcelain Paula reached out her hand, and something inexplicable happened. The air around them shimmered, and when it cleared, both of the dolls were gone. The nursery was left in darkness once more, the only sound the soft rustling of leaves outside. And as the night deepened, a chilling presence lingered in the room, waiting for the next unsuspecting soul to enter its domain. The end.